during the past 14 years of my spiritual practice, I have experienced many difficulties. So whenever we strive forward or toward the propagation of this mystic law, in other words, calling people to join us in their progress for spiritual enlightenment or self-realization, we will no doubt encounter many obstacles and difficulties. And that's what is termed as devil by many great saints and spiritual thinkers. Even the Buddhist principle talks of this obstacles and hindrances or difficulties in the propagation of the mystic law. Mystic law here means you know that divine is present in your heart and it's illuminating your consciousness, which will lead you to self-realization. So if slandering is done by somebody, it's not only the slanderer who gets into the karmic activity of suffering, but it's also the man who succumbs to the external pressures of such slanders will also suffer immensely. So he'll be thrown into the state of hell and suffering. That's what the devil's activity is all about. Devilish forces appear now and then to torment us. So we have to overcome any and all difficulties so that we may attain enlightenment and progress toward the propagation of this divine principle. For example, the body has the function to alleviate illness. Bringing about a cure in response to so many pathogenic bacteria and other environmental influences. Therefore, however you may strive to keep yourself in good health, or whatever measures you may adopt to keep yourself healthy and strong, you will succumb if you allow the devil of disease to overcome you. Right? You may not want to die, but you cannot prevent the devil of death from appearing. At the same time, you may not want to do wrong, but you cannot prevent the devil of earthly desires to overcome you, and therefore you become unhappy. So the devilish forces are always at your doorstep, and they appear time and again and to act on us and torment us. So that's the essential nature of the devil. It's only when you're trying to progress or make headway in the system or on the path towards enlightenment or the path for self-realization, you may have to encounter many obstacles. But only the condition, the life condition that you have developed by practicing regularly the system of meditation that has been recommended, will enable you to overcome all these difficulties and obstacles. It's a matter of challenging ourselves in the path to defeat and not to succumb to the devilish activity. It means that we should not give up our practice or sadhana to attain the greatest achievement, that is reaching the ultimate, or be in a stateless state of the ultimate blissful existence. Especially in our spiritual practice, we must stand on the firm conviction that justice will prevail no matter what, following all trials and errors. What enables this to occur is the power of the divine being within us and our strong faith in it. So in order to maintain our faith, and to develop your life condition to the highest, we should not forget to attend the weekly satsangs conducted here. Thereby, you're always in touch with the divine. So when you maintain the constant touch with the divine, especially in satsangs, the special feature of the satsang, that is the weekly gathering, is the divine grace which will be connected to the assembly. So you can feel the constant flow of the divine grace, which will enable you to quicken up the process of attaining different levels of consciousness and to reach the highest. That is, which will lead you to self-realization. I have also decided to render or quote from certain sutras given by the great Buddha, which are priceless priceless gems, very valuable. And they are called Gosho passages in Buddhism. This Gosho passage, or the Gosho, what we call, contains all the teachings to solve any and all problems. So it embodies the quintessence of faith. Now coming to Gosho in such respect, there is a passage from the Lotus Sutra given by the Buddha, of course, which was quoted by Nichiren Daishonin, a great mystic of the 12th century, and was also called the Buddha, the latter day of the law. The Gosha is called the clarification of splendor. He quotes a part of Nirvana Sutra which states Bodhisattvas have no fear of mad elephants. What you should fear are evil friends. Why is this so? Because a mad elephant can only destroy your body, but it cannot destroy your mind. A mad elephant can destroy your body in only a single existence, but an evil friend can destroy both your body and mind in countless existences. If you are destroyed by a mad elephant, you will not fall into the three evil paths which I have described earlier in my talks. But if you are destroyed by an evil friend, you are certain to fall into them. So nothing is more fearful than evil friends. That is, those who undermine our faith in the divine and the system we have adopted for self-realization. It's only an evil friend who can function to destroy both the body, meaning one's physical life, and one's mind, here indicating one's fundamental life condition or life tendency, which we carry with us beyond this single existence. For example, some people who practice faith yet die in traffic accidents, or say meet other untimely deaths. As the Sutra passage teaches, one's body may be destroyed, but one's enlightened state of life cannot be destroyed if he or she has maintained the faith. By the same token, we may also understand that if we pray for the deceased by sending daimoku to them, they will surely be directed toward enlightenment. On the contrary, however, if one allows an evil friend to destroy your faith, you will have to suffer and get into the state of hell in both this life and the life to come. So we can understand from this Gosho the nature of the workings of evil friends, which we should definitely guard against. So in another Gosho, I think I've told you about this, repaying the debts of gratitude. The Buddha of the latter day of the law states, today those who slander the mystic law fill the entire country, and I shall attack them strong in my determination to uphold the right. Means we will be lent protection from all angles when we strive toward perfection, to reach the highest, the ultimate, and we do not let go the sadhana, and we make persistent effort to reach him. with love and determination and strong faith. Even the deities will help us, he says. In the sutra he says, we battle no less fiercely than the Asura demons and the god Taishaku, or the Buddha and the Devil King. This is from the Kamya Sutra. The Kamya Sutra states, at that time we, the great deities, will instruct all the countless and limitless number of yakshas and other deities who are our followers to assume disguises and to protect the rulers, bringing it about that their enemies surrender to them without difficulty. Here, no matter what obstacles or hindrances or difficulties we may encounter in our practice of faith, if we have strong faith, the gods, so-called the gods which were mentioned, the Buddhist gods, will function in many ways to protect us and the people who are dedicated for the cause of propagation of this law, that is, to help you to attain enlightenment, which will eventually lead to self-realization. This is what is meant by, at the time we, the great deities, it will instruct all the yakshas to assume disguises and to protect the rulers. According to the part which also states, bringing it about that their enemies surrender to them without difficulty, means we will realize a victory without faith. Therefore, I hope, bearing this Gosha passage deeply in mind, you may make further efforts filled with hope, aiming to scale the next mountain of attainment in your spiritual activities or practice. In other words, sadhana.